Hi there, my name is Dane Bergen, photography business growth consultant, and this is the Growtography training series where I hope to give you some ideas and strategies to help grow your photography business. And today what we're going to be talking about is it's a strategy that doesn't really have a name, but the idea is having multiple points of contact with a prospect, so someone who hasn't yet booked, in order for them to be more likely to book. So the idea is that it increases your chance of getting the booking. And the way you do that is by strategically coming up with ways to have multiple points of contact with them. So an example would be if a prospect calls you and they basically say, "Hi, my name's John and I'm interested in your photography." And you then say, and they ask you a couple questions and you answer. And towards the end of the call, you say, "Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll send you this email because I want to look this thing up for you. I want to find these photos from a different shoot I did, and I want to send you an example." So what you do then, you end the call, you then find the, whatever information is you want to send them, you email it to them, so that's the second point of contact. You then can message them by text message, or you can call them and say, "Hey, I've sent that information through. Do you want to go and have a look at it now?" So then maybe they're home, maybe they're not, maybe they can't look at the information just yet. But what you do is say, "Okay, can I call you when you've had a look?" And then they might say yes or no. The whole point is that you're getting in touch with them multiple ways. You can also then message them on Facebook Messenger. You don't want to become a pest where you're just like, "Hey, talk to me. But each step of the way you should be providing value. So you're giving them something. Even though they haven't hired you, you're helping them out. You're doing them little favors. And the more points of contact you have, the more likely you are to get their booking. If you think of it this way, let's say you're looking for a new camera. This will be relatable. Let's say you want the new Canon 5D. And it's just come out. You can't get it anywhere. You've called around to a couple of different stores. You call one store, they say, "No, sorry, we're out of stock. Do you want me to let you know when it comes back in?" And you say, "Yeah." You call another store and they say the same thing, but they say, "I'll call the supplier and then I'll give you a call back to let you know what's happening." The next day they give you a call back, you're on the phone to them again, you get talking about something else, maybe they then call you back a few days later and say, "Hey, the camera's in," or they say, "I've just heard from the supplier that the shipment's been sent." The point is they've been in contact with you 2 or 3 times versus the other person who's only been in contact with you 1 time. You now remember the store, you remember the person you were dealing with, you feel like you have a relationship, you feel like they've been kind of helping you out, they've been working on your case of finding the camera. And just because of that, you're more likely to then buy the camera through that person or that store. The same goes for your photography. Just being able to be in touch with someone multiple times makes them at least remember your name, remember who you are, remember what you offer. Because for most of us, like me, and maybe like you, the first time I meet someone, I usually don't remember their name. Half the time I will, half the time I'll remember like the first letter of their name. But after the second or third meeting, I know their name. I feel like I know their personality. I know what they're like, if they're funny, if they enjoy kayaking. I feel just more like I know that person. The same goes for you in your photography business when you're dealing with prospects. Being able to have multiple points of contact with people will get you much better results. Okay? If you've enjoyed this idea, then I would love it if you could leave a comment in the area below. And if you're interested in consulting to help grow your photography business more quickly, you can click the button somewhere here and go to the application page.